Hello, everyone, and today we're going to go ahead and dive into how to manage technological developments in today's era. Of course, a lot of this is dependent on what actually drives innovation. Innovation of technology has been growing dramatically, but there's not one single main source of technological innovation. There used to be. It used to be intelligent individuals, things people like Isaac Newton or Leonardo da Vinci. And now, these aren't the only people that are innovating on technological advancements. They're still around, but now it has grown to the point where there are many different businesses that have specialized groups or contracts with certain departments, such as the U.S. military, and their goal is to produce new technology in order to stay ahead of their adversaries. And this is especially true in modern warfare. Um, Going back to more so on the modern warfare era, uh, there's a new concept that has begun to be implemented by Western um, military powers and NATO. This idea of prototype warfare. So, prototype warfare essentially shifts the focus away from mass production, and it focuses more so on the experimentation side and the adoption of new technology, even if there is a higher risk in everything. So now this shift from mass production, it's not necessarily an obsolete strategy. Uh, I mean, taking a look back at in World War II, the Germans had extremely technologically advanced tanks. They were the most advanced tanks in the world, but the German army and the German war machine, could not keep up with the production capacity of the Allies, especially the United States. And if you're wondering, okay, well you know, that was over 80 years ago. Do Why should we care about that? Well, unfortunately, the Russo-Ukrainian war today has been starting to revert back to some of the strategies that we've seen in the First World War, the Great War, which occurred back in the late 1910s. So, referring back to previous wars is not necessarily a mundane task that we should ignore. Now, modern warfare has shifted significantly towards a higher demand on electronics and communication systems, which results in a higher quality and a significantly more powerful weapon of war, even if it is far more expensive. So there has been some shift away from mass production of cheap and cheap units, but there's a reason for that. And I mean, comparing an American M1 Abrams tank to a Russian T90 tank, the difference is night and day, and the Abrams would absolutely decimate the T90 on the battlefield. And it's not just tanks that have been affected by this shift towards prototype warfare. Artificial intelligence has recently become a new area of research for the military to find new and innovative edges over our adversaries in the West. And in order to actually manage this demand for new technology, there should be individuals not just in the employee level, but also at the C level, or the executives. And this is where the CTO comes in, the Chief Technology Officer. They, this has been an extremely important role that has been integrated into businesses within the last 20 or so years. Um, and since many of these innovations span across multiple fields, the managers must have diverse backgrounds in order to be able to work with those different fields. We must also, as a CTO, be open to feedback from all levels, whether they be from the top or the bottom. And they must also be able to make ethical concerns, financial constraints, and have the desire their customers and employees in mind whenever they make decisions regarding technology. Now, there are several different types of CEOs, according to Smith, for instance. So there's the genius, the administrator, the director, the executive, and the advocate. The genius is personally involved in the creation of the new technology. The administrator is the guardian or watchdog over the organization's selection and usage of different vendor technologies. The director is the manager of corporate research projects and investments. The, the executive is the strategic leader working with the company executives to identify important trends in technology, as well as how they will impact the company and the industry as a whole. And then the advocate is focused on the applications of the technology to improve customers' experience. Of course, just because there are different types of CTOs that you can be assigned, that doesn't necessarily mean that you should pick one of those five and then stick with that. You need to be adaptable in the business setting. You need to be able to branch out and change your CTO type, if you want to refer to it like that, in order to actually be able to create a new innovation that can be useful not just for a very select group of people, but for the entirety of the business as a whole. And so if you choose to remain as one specific type, that may result in unnecessary limitations and restrictions in propelling the business forward, technologically speaking. Additionally, a more diverse role that has been implemented. It's similar to the CTO as of late, but it is a bit more broad in terms of what it encompasses, and that's the Chief Information Officer. This person is responsible for exploring innovations in all areas, not just technological. That being said, the CTO is still vital, and especially in today's age where we are dealing with, we are unfortunately ever closer to the brink of conflict and tension increasing throughout the world, especially from a military perspective. CTOs need to be able to converse not just with their business but also with external parties that are requesting their assistance in order for us to protect our freedoms and our society. And with that, I have finished for today, and thank you for your time.